Do you want to learn how to make awesome wood decor? I'm excited to share how you can create wood designs for all the holidays with the WeCreat 40W laser. This is a very impressive laser, so let's get started. So what we have here is the WeCreat 40W laser and engraver. Be sure to check part 1 of this series for more information on the setup of the machine. For this project, I used painted wood in 4 different colors. To start, you just put your wood on top of the grate and you close your machine. You want to make sure that you have proper ventilation. When I'm cutting wood, I make sure I have it ventilated out the window. I have a booster fan installed, and then as you can see, my hose is going out the window here. I also have the pass-through system set up, but I don't need to use it for this project. The booster fan is available on the WeCreat website. Okay, to start, I like to go to Creative Fabrica where they have a bunch of designs you can use with your laser. I start by searching Halloween laser sign. Just by typing that into the search bar here, we're going to get lots of results to look over. When searching for laser files, you want to make sure that they're laser ready and in SVG format. So we got a bunch of results here, and I looked through all of them, and this ghost one I thought was the cutest. So you just click on that image and then download the file to your computer. And then we're going to move over to the MakeIt Sofware by WeCreat, and you're going to start a new project. They also have a growing library of projects you can do. It's a great source for cutting and engraving projects, so be sure to check it out. Okay, now we start a new project, and you're going to get a blank screen here with a grid. You're going to load your file, SVG format, and then the software will automatically place all the pieces on top of your grid. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that here. As you can see, they all came in together, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be using 4 different colors of painted wood, so I want to separate each file based on its color. I'm just zooming out so I can see all the pieces here and moving things around. Once I determine what colors I'm going to use, I select them by groups. I'm starting with these ghost pieces here. They're going to be cut in white and some of the lettering. I'm going to group these together real quick, and then I'm going to select them and cut them. And to add another page, you're going to press the plus at the bottom of the page and paste. Now you can move them around, you can ungroup them and try to get them to fit so that you have minimal waste. And then just go back to the original page and then repeat the same process for each individual material. Okay, now those look good. I'll just leave them there, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the original file and grab all the black pieces. I'm going to cut them and then add another page and then paste them here. Again, I'm going to move them around so that I have minimal waste. And then we have one more color to grab, and that's going to be these little starbursts. Just cut, add a page, and then paste. It's really easy. And then again, I'm going to move these over closer. That way I don't have a bunch of wasted material. Now I'll just go over to the first page and move my sign over. I like to start the cut on the top corner, but you can do what you like. And the next part is we're going to select our material. The 40W laser doesn't have as many populated materials as the 20W laser, but you can easily customize them based on what you're doing. So I added this custom material, which is 3mm basswood. I adjusted the parameters and then I saved it. And now this material is in my library for future use. So now I'm going to go through each page and make sure I have selected that I'm going to be cutting the files and I've selected the correct material. I actually do this a couple of times just because I want to make sure that I have everything selected correctly. And here I am selecting my customized settings that I installed and making sure that I have everything selected correctly. There may be a quicker way of doing this, but this is how I do it, and it's worked well for me so far. It's important to test your materials before you start creating a project, and these settings were determined based on some tests I had ran earlier. So I'm just going through all the different pages, making sure that I have them all selected as I mentioned. Again, I'm just grabbing this customized selection and applying it. When we first started the project, I put the black wood inside the machine. So we're going to start with the files that I need to cut on the black wood. Okay, I verify everything again, make sure I have all the settings correct. I always double check my settings. The one time I didn't, I messed up, so I like to do this so I don't waste any materials. So now we're ready to start the first cut. We're going to go ahead and do that by selecting refresh. And now we can see what's inside the machine. It's a little hard to see because it is a black piece of wood. But here I am again checking the settings. I tell you, I don't like messing up. I like to follow the measure twice, cut once rule. Yes, everything is correct here. And then we're going to go ahead and click the autofocus button. And then we go over to the machine and you can see that it is being raised up so that the camera can see the project that we're working on. It will measure the distance from the material to the laser to make sure it has the proper depth and cutting settings. Once that process is complete, you'll see this blue button up top is now highlighted, and we just press that to start the cut. Once you press it, a new window will pop up, and this gives you the estimated time of completion. That way you know how long it's going to take for you to complete this part of the project. You press that blue highlighted button, and it tells you to go ahead and press the button on the machine. And now it's going to start cutting your project. As I mentioned in the top of the video, I'm super impressed on the power and speed of the 40-watt laser. I do have the 20-watt laser, as you may see in my other videos. And although I am very pleased with that laser, I am very impressed with this one, simply because it is faster and more powerful. I'll show you a sample of this power at the end of this video. I did speed this up slightly, but as you can see, it's cutting very nicely through the wood, and I'm not having any issues with the material. As soon as it's done, you're going to go ahead and press the complete button, and then you'll be able to safely open your machine to take out your cut pieces. There are some small pieces that fell through the grate, which isn't a problem to get to. There is a tray at the bottom that will catch all my little pieces that I need. Let's get a close-up of the results. It looks perfect, not a problem at all. It was a very smooth cut with no jagged edges. I'm very impressed. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next part, which are the white pieces. There's the lettering and the ghosts cutting very nicely. And then I have the sign, which is going to be in purple. And then I also cut the little starbursts. Okay, let's check out the results of all the cuts. I kind of mocked it up to how I'm going to attach them to the sign. And just using some wood glue and a small brush, I apply the glue on the back of the wood piece and place it on my sign. You just do this for each piece. It's very simple. It's nice to look at the original image so you know where to put all the pieces. Of course, you can personalize it any way you'd like. I did make some small adjustments, so it's a little bit different than the original image, but I love it. So I'm just going to add some trim. I added a little ribbon for hanging and a cute little faux leather bow. Now I have a very cute Halloween sign. Actually, the video doesn't do justice on how great this machine cut this sign. It looks professionally made. Here's a sample of some other items I was playing with. I think this was about a 1/2 inch thick piece of wood that I had, and I was just trying to test to see how thick this machine would cut. And the power on this machine, on the 40-watt, is amazing. It took a while, but it actually cut through and it engraved. Look how cute this tabletop wood ghost turned out. I can't wait to show you more about the 40-watt WeCreat Vision. Make sure to subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.